Hi, it's a Lipstick Gal. Thanks so much for watching today. I wanted to show you what I recently picked up from Besame. They are working on a series of releases for iconic women. The first release was Lucille Ball. None of the products in that really caught my attention, but when they released their new collab, it's a Marilyn Monroe collab. It's less that it's Marilyn and more the types of products they put in there. They decided instead of selling things individually, they have one item being sold individually, which is the lipstick. All the other items, the eyeliners, the eyeshadows, the lip liners, the glosses, the mascara, the powder, would all be bundled in sets. And I didn't feel comfortable spending the $245 for one of the sets or the $400 and almost $50 for the second set that came in the commemorative wood box. I decided to get the smallest of the 3 sets they offered, and it's this one here. This is the only set that included, oh, it's really beautifully packed. You get a little card here. The inside of the box looks like this. This is the item here that I really wanted. First of all, I love refillable packaging and very much vintage glamour. That's exactly what this is. I also love that nowhere on this packaging on the outside does it say Marilyn Monroe. I don't know if it says it on the inside. It does. So if you were to look up close, it says Marilyn Monroe right here, and then right here it says Besame. And I like that this doesn't have, you know, like writing on the outside. Ooh, it's a very satisfying magnetic closure. Oh, I like that a lot. It's very weighty. My favorite part about this is the fact that you can, you know, stick something right here and you can replace the pan. I'm not sure, this might actually be a really good color. I was worried that the color was not going to be right, so I did order a different one. This is the Peggy 1946 translucent powder. It comes with this little puff here, but I really appreciate the fact that Besame is thinking about vintage style packaging, as well as the fact that decades ago, everything was refillable. I really love that Besame is bringing back not just that vintage vibe, but that tradition of having excellent quality packaging that is refillable. So I am going to, I think this one would work just fine. This is the Marilyn one, and this is the Peggy one. I wonder if maybe Peggy would be a little more brightening under the eyes. I have a little bit of the lighter powder underneath my eyes. I think at this point though, I am just gonna pick up my large powder brush here and start kind of brushing this on the rest of my face. I grew up watching a ton of Golden Age of Hollywood movies on TV with my grandma, with my mom. I really, really, really love the 30s, 40s, and early to mid 50s sorts of films. I would say that by the time Marilyn got to be really big, it was already mid 50s through the 60s. And that's not really my favorite time of Hollywood glamour. I mean, it's amazing, but I prefer more 30s and 40s. And so I've always loved that Besame is doing reproduction colors that are accurate to the time, as well as packaging that very much looks like what you might have had at the time. There's a real slight floral scent to this. It's not heavy, but I do like that I feel like it's doing a pretty good job. I'm just gonna take a minute to buff. I'm worried that I'm gonna have too much powder on my face. It doesn't pick up a ton, but I just kept going to town on it. And I don't like it when my skin looks too dry and powdery. I think this powder looks really pretty on the face. I think the shade that comes in the Marilyn Compact is perfect for me. I'm sure I could get this 1946 Peggy Carter to work as well, but I feel like this one works really nice. I think it looks nice on the skin. My only concern is under the eye where I put the lighter of the 2 powders. It looks a little dry. It's not my preferred powder. I would like something a little bit lighter. I do like the Beauty Pie Uberlescent One Powder Wonder. I do also use a lot of Hourglass powders under my eyes. I like something that's really light and almost undetectable. Those seem like really like the perfect powders for me out of my entire powder collection. But for the rest of my face, this works really well, but it's the fact that I can refill it that makes me super happy. The last thing that came in this set is this lipstick here. This is in packaging similar to one of the lipstick cases they found in her vanity. So it has some crystals on the top, it has kind of this texture going down here, and it does actually have her signature right along the base. And this is Red Hot Red. They say it's almost an exact duplicate of the shade she would have worn in the movie Some Like It Hot. And what's interesting is that Some Like It Hot is in black and white, but one of the huge tricks they used to use back when they were either filming or taking photos in black and white is to use a really bold red to give contrast to the face. So I'm going to put this on. The one thing that I do love is that they have this kind of angled applicator here, which is kind of serves like its own little lip liner. I'm just going to quickly blot this and apply a second layer. That's the recommendation for the matte lipsticks from Besame for longer wear. I think this is a fabulous lipstick. I think this Red Hot Red is an incredible color. I wish I'd picked it up before. As I was going through, I'm like, I wonder what it looks like swatched next to the other Besames that I have. This one here is actually Cherry Red, a reproduction of a 1935 shade. This next one here is Victory Red, which was a reproduction of a 1941 shade right at the beginning of the US entering the Second World War. I think I understand that it's a reproduction of a shade that they would hand out to women working in the USO. And then this shade right here is the Red Hot Red. Now, Red Hot Red is not a shade they made specifically for the Marilyn line. It's one of their existing reds. They are selling this lipstick in this packaging on its own. All the other items in the collection come bundled. So if you wanted to get this compact, you'd have to get it bundled like this, and it's $105. If you wanted to get the eyeshadow and the eye pencils and the lip glosses and the liners, they have, I think, 2 or 3 different shades of lipstick, 2 different lip glosses. They have some lip liners, some eyeliners, some eyeshadows, a wide variety of things. They even have a cream highlight that is not shimmery, just a white you can either use on your lips, on your cheekbones, any place on your face where you want to draw a little light, but it's not shimmery like today's highlights, and that comes in a box I think for $245. They all kind of come lumped together. I really wish that Besame would have split up the collection, you know, allow you to buy the eyeshadow by itself, the compact by itself, like they did with the lipstick, and then let you buy the pencils and the mascaras, because the only mascara they really have is their cake mascara. They used to have like a gel mascara that came in a tube, but I think they discontinued that. All they have at the moment is the cake mascara. But for the Marilyn collection, they actually released something that comes in a tube like this. It's got gold packaging. It's very reminiscent of this, but I was like, you know what? Let people pick up individually what they want. I don't know why they chose to do it that way. Everything's in bundles. And they're kind of expensive bundles. I feel like this right here is something that could become an heirloom, something that I could pass on to my girls. It's very beautiful packaging. Even the back of it is just stunning. I did find a place to put that other refill. I have this refillable compact. This is from Estee Lauder. The pan is just a little too small, but it still fits. And the color that I had in here before is shade, what is this? Lucidity shade 02 light medium, which is way too deep for my skin tone. So I hadn't really been using this compact, but I love reusable compacts, and I definitely feel like these are the sorts of things that I can have for a long time. The one thing that I wish was that they had included like a little velvet pouch to put this in. I do have some other compacts that are refillable like this, or that are just mirrors, that when I drop them in my purse, I don't drop them in like this. I put them in a little velvet pouch because I don't want them to get scratched up. This is actually plated in gold, and I would hate for that to rub off just by bouncing around the inside of my purse. So I really wish they'd included like a little travel pouch for this itself. I do have several that I will, when I take this in my purse, I will drop it in one of those, but I think it would have been a nice addition, you know, in this, because this is velvet lined, but I'm not going to be taking all of my products in here in my purse. It wouldn't last that long. Thank you so much for watching today. Let me know if you saw either of these, if you saw some of the larger Marilyn sets, if they caught your eye, if they attracted your interest, I would love to know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being subscribed, and I will see you again soon. Bye.